much have you guys been practicing? I know with coaches on the road recruiting a lot. Have you guys been, going 2-3 days a week, or what? How much have you been practicing, I guess, to get ready for this?
Yeah, we got a few practices in last week, Friday and Saturday, or Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Things went good though. Everybody's pretty focused on the task at hand, and we're getting in there. We're watching film. Our coaches are doing a good job of breaking them down and relaying that information onto us. So, as a whole, I think practices have gone well so far.
How are you doing? Any update? Are you playing? Do we know yet? What can you tell us?
We're still getting better day by day, and I've been practicing, and I've been taking reps with the ones. It's still not where I think it needs to be or where I'd want it to be. But things are progressively getting better, and I can feel it getting better day by day. Throwing is becoming a lot easier. It's becoming more effortless. So we're on the right track. But we're going to be needing to know an answer here in the next coming days. So I'll be in the training room 24/7 trying to get back on the field. Trust me.
Is there a percentage that you would stick on it at all where you're at, maybe?
Probably 90s, around the 90%.
Oh, okay.
So it's getting real close.
Is there kind of a cutoff date where you would have missed too much practice or anything like that?
It's not that I'm missing practice. I think if there's any reason that I can't go, I think it would be time for me to start missing practice so Nick can get reps with the ones, but hopefully we're not in that situation, and hopefully I can take every single rep, and come December 22nd, I'm out there on the field.
Josh, when you probably said you looked at some tape of Central Michigan, it seems like they're very similar defense to kind of what Wyoming is. They're forcing a lot of turnovers, got good front, or a dynamic defensive end, a good secondary. That's, when you've looked at them in film, and at least how much you've seen, they remind you a lot of your defense, and is that kind of an accurate statement, I guess?
They do, and it all starts with the D-line. When you got a good defensive front, you can play coverage, and you can let 4 of your guys go get it, and you understand that you got 7 guys back, trying to catch the ball. And their D-line's very good. They got a very good D-end. Their DBs are quick. They're ball hawks, and when the balls touch their hand, they don't usually drop it. So understanding that, it's going to be a game where it's going to be take what they give you, get the ball at your hand pretty fast, and we're going to have to go make some plays in the run game and the pass game. And I think we're a team that's more than capable of doing that. And I still think we haven't played our best football yet, and hopefully we can put it together this one.
I noticed how you guys had your graduation ceremony with the stoles and everything. Just how cool was that for you to kind of get to go through that with some of your teammates?
It was awesome, and the parents made the trip up, so it was pretty cool to see the reactions. And graduating college and getting your degree is no small task, and I think it's something that every student athlete should strive for. And we're there on that aspect, and it was a good feeling.
I guess when you say you're in the 90s, is the biggest thing the pain just on some throws still, or are there some throws you still can't make with it?
I definitely believe I can make all the throws. There's just some that I still can't put as much velocity as I want into the ball. It's a little painful, coming through on the follow through, but the injury itself is gone. It's just trying to get the pain management down to a level I can tolerate.
Emotionally, how has this kind of been on you? I mean, you say you're in practice now, but it can't be easy kind of going through this with your junior year and whatnot.
Yeah, it's nowhere near what I had to go through my sophomore year, broken collarbone, sitting out a year. But anytime you're not on the field with your brothers, and it sucks. And me, I'm a competitive guy. I want to be out there, and trainers and Coach Bull are still very adamant on making sure that I'm 100% before I step on the field. And I got to trust them and trust Coach Bull and what they want to do here. So if I'm not helping the team out in the field, I need to understand that if I'm not 100%, I won't be helping the team. So, but yeah, I'm looking to get back on the field.
How would you say just the focus has been? I mean, obviously the coaches have been on the road recruiting a lot, but you have had some practices. Is there seem that there's a very a good want to, a good attitude about going back to a bowl game and trying to win a bowl game? Do you kind of like where the team is that way as far as the attitude and things like that?
Oh yeah, we're a very focused team, and I'll tell you that we want to go back to Boise, Idaho for a win. We're not going there for the amenities or
ambiance.
the ambiance, the experience of the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. But no, I mean, I'm sure it's going to be a good time. But we're very focused, like I said, on the task at hand. And that's winning a football game on December 22nd. So we've been preaching that in practice and in workouts, and we're doing all the right things. So when you seem to put in the time and the focus and the energy into one thing, usually positive results come out of that, and we're anxious to get through this week of practice and get over there.
I guess the last few games, what's been kind of your just evaluation on Nick being out there and watching from the sidelines?
I mean, he's done his part. He's done a good job, and kind of a few hiccups here against the San Jose Spartans, but I mean, against Fresno State, he played as well as anybody would have. He completed the ball, he took care of it, and he almost won that game in the last 2-minute drive. But he's done well. I know it's not easy for him for me being in my situation where whether I don't know if I'm going to play or not. So he's still trying to take mental reps with the ones, but he's not getting the physical reps. So he's put in a tough spot, but he's responded well. He's a tough kid. He's mature, and love that guy.
Sure. What's kind of been your impression of this freshman class? I mean, you have 2 starting offensive linemen playing a lot of reps. Your running back is a true freshman. A couple wide receivers, even on defense, special teams. I mean, it's been kind of a big impact. I mean, I know you're probably worried about what you need to do, but what do you think the impact has been with this recruiting class, this freshman class? I guess
it was a very good class from the get-go, and we knew that as a team coming into this season. We've got a lot of playmakers on the offensive side, and I think next year, with losing some guys on defense, I think you're going to see some of these freshmen in this class step up and be huge next year for us. But on the offensive side, I mean, Jared's a big 6'6" guy, and he can go get a ball onto Cox. He's a speedster, and like you said, we got 2 starting linemen that are going to be extremely good for this team in the next coming years. So, kudos to our coaching staff, and kudos to them for putting their trust in the coaches coming in here and doing what was necessary.
I know Carson Wentz kind of helped you a little bit last year when you were going through your decision. Did you reach out to him or anything since yesterday?
I have not. I'm sure he's getting bombarded with many messages and texts and stuff like that. It sucks to see that happen. He's just a guy that was willing to put his body on the line and dive into the end zone, and sometimes it's just how it happens. It's football, and it's definitely a learning moment, I think, for him. But I mean, I was sick to my stomach watching that because he's worked so hard, and possibly the MVP of the league this year, and to go out that way, it kind of sucks. But knowing the guy that he is, this is only going to motivate him for the rest of his career.
What's that like for you watching him have, I guess, before the injury, such a great season, and knowing that people might use that to kind of compare you?
That's very cool, and actually getting the chance to talk to him and talk to Vegan and Bowl about him, who obviously he played under, but he's a great guy, not just on the field, not just on the field. Off the field, he's probably one of the greatest guys you'll ever meet. So when people kind of compare me to him, it's definitely a sigh of relief or a blessing or whatever you want to call it, because that's someone who any quarterback should try to model himself after.
From the practices so far, would you say a lot of the game plan has already been implemented for this bowl game, or more of that coming this week? And I know Coach Bowl said you kind of want to get most of that game plan kind of implemented here, and then maybe fine-tune some things once you get there. Where would you kind of say that is right now? I
wouldn't say it's quite there. Obviously, the coaches are out on the road recruiting a lot, so they haven't really had the time to sit down and break everything down. But we had about, I would say, more than half of it in these last few practices. But I'm sure come Wednesday, Coach Vegan and the staff, we'll have a complete game plan and complete mindset of what we want to do, and all the checks we have to make will be practice come Wednesday.
Are there certain things you feel like you guys have to get done before you get to Idaho next week? Not really.
No, I mean, it's another game.
Next question.
Yeah, it's another game, and we'll be putting a game plan. I don't know. So,
Josh, is it underrated, overrated to get to play in a stadium we've already played in you've had this happen 2 years in a row where you're playing in a stadium for a bowl game that's familiar. Does that help or hurt, or does it matter at all?
I think it helps you. The experience of being in that stadium before, knowing where the game clocks are. Obviously, the color of the turf isn't going to surprise us. We know how bad the turf is. It's not the best turf. So I think when Central Michigan steps on the field, they're going to kind of be alarmed of what they're stepping on. But we know exactly what we're stepping into. No pun intended. But definitely an advantage, in my opinion. You know, it's going to be cold. We're used to the cold. I'm sure Central Michigan's used to the cold as well. But it's just a place we've played before. I think we'll have a good turnout with fans, you know, being closer than they are. So hopefully it's like the home field game for us.
When you say turf isn't that good, is it just because it's cold and hard? Is it uneven? We've talked to some other players that have said the same things. What have been your thoughts?
All of the above.
All the above.
Yeah, it's anytime you kind of hit the floor, you're going to be scraped up and, you know, possible blood. So our trainers have to be ready to get you on the sideline and wipe everything up and throw some gauze or bandage, whatever they need to do to, you know, get the blood so you can continue to play.
I know you're focused on the game ahead and with the injury and even without it. Do you feel like you need another year here or want another year here as a Cowboy?
I'm focused on this one. I really haven't really thought ahead, you know, to that extent. So, good question.
Here's another earth-shattering one again. It's the Potato Bowl. What's your favorite kind of potato? Baked potato, fries, mashed. What's your preference of potato?
I'm a big French fry guy. Big French fry, especially with the steak and put some A1 sauce on the fries. Can't be beat.
Who's got the best fries?
In town?
Yeah, I guess.
It's a tough one. I like Dickey's waffle fries. Pretty good. Nobody really likes Born and Barn fries. They think they're too soggy, but I love them. Get some blue cheese with those. I'm a big fry guy, so I've eaten them all around town. So if you need any advice, come to me.
Thick cut steak. You mentioned the waffle fries. So thick cut steak, curly, waffle fries, other options?
I'm more just steak fries with the steak.
Okay.
But I got like a go-to meal at Dickey's. They call it the Josh Allen special. I walk in and the manager's always there. He's like, "Hey, are we having the Josh Allen special?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's chicken Caesar salad with 2 sides of waffle fries."
You're paying for it, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
This press conference is over.
You ever
Cut that.
never farmed any potatoes, did you?
No, none of that.
No.